morning, guys. Okay, well, what is happening? Bitcoin is pumping. Are we breaking trend? In today's stream, we're going to be looking at that. I want to look at this thing from a macro view and then scale this all the way back down to the 4-hour time frame to see where we're at regarding that. Breaking news from Trump as well is that, what? I don't know. Let's have a look at this. Unconditional surrender. You're never going to know with this guy. But in the end of the day, is this the catalyst that is generating our Bitcoin breakout at the moment? Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at this real quick. So I'm going to head over to the weekly time frame and I'm going to talk to you guys about what do we know, stuff we do know for fact. Okay, so we do know that this weekly looks a lot like the previous weekly. We do know that we do have hidden a strong bearish divergence. That's the mislabeled, sorry guys. Strong bearish divergence, just like we had in 2018 or 2021, sorry. Okay, so market's making higher high, RSI is making a lower high. We know that the turning point for strong bearish divergence statistically is within this fib level. Okay, and we also know that we can only really say forget about the market topping out at this stage if we break through the red line, which we haven't done. You see there, we went there, we broke through the red line. It's not ready yet. So from the weekly time frame, we know that. So in order for us to remain bullish, which I think we should do, but in order for us to remain bullish, this level, this pivot on the weekly, 104, 600, thereabout, is a significant support that needs to hold and should hold if the market wants to remain bullish. Okay. Now, the daily is a bit of a crazy thing at the moment for us, because if we then zoom into the daily time frame, the market is range bound, which meant that from the breakout that we had, we had, 7 great weeks of Bitcoin success. So all of that was tracked, and as we kept on tracking the trend, up until a point of Friday, the 6th of June, we were still hopeful that the market is going to remain bullish on the daily time frame. But since then, we broke this bullish trend, and the daily now is a kangaroo market or range bound, which means the market is grinding sideways. It's not quite ready to break out as of such. Okay, so we're in this chop zone, which means that from a trading point of view, we can't really make head of tail, because it does look bullish, it does look bearish. There's merits for both sides of the market, and that's all because of this daily being in a lateral range. So take the news as it is. I always say news is a good lubricant. It does amplify whatever move is going to happen, but it never engineers a move. So if this is going to be Bitcoin breaking out, we've got a job to do. We need to sweep the highs at 111,000, and we need to do that aggressively, because the alts on the other side, if we start looking at the alts from a bigger point of view, they all bearish as hell. Now, I went through all the Bybit pairings, and they're all consistent bearish momentum, consistent bearish momentum, consistent bearish momentum. All of them. There's all of these coins. They're all bearish, with the exception of a few coins that I found was, let's go there, had some bullish undertones. There's only these coins that I could find that had a little bit of a bullish momentum to them. You can see completely different outlook. Camino being one of the popular ones, Bitcoin Cash being one of the popular ones. So this means that in order for us to really turn bullish, really bullish, meaning that Bitcoin is bullish and the alts are bullish, they need to turn around the whole other half, the whole other 40% of the crypto market needs to turn around and start showing us bullish trends before we can really say that this range-bound environment is not a range-bound environment, but purely just the beginnings of another bull trend. So we have to be cautious to the fact that, okay, let's say Bitcoin's going to go to 110 maybe this weekend. Okay, that's a definite possibility. But there's still a lot of dead weight. 40% of the market still dragging behind that could pull the thing back. Okay. Before we go into the 4-hour time frame, I don't want to say hi to everybody. Let's see. Morning. Good morning, Pashas. Good morning, Renee, Afi. Let's go. Boris, cold there. Yes, it's cold. I'm getting cold. The sun is almost going to come around the corner, and then as soon as it does, it comes through the windows, and then the office becomes nice and toasty. But until then, it is a sucky place to be. Okay, so it is cold. And right, let's continue on with the charts real quick. So it means then, from a very simple point of view, what we were saying, the 4-hour was in a lateral range as well. And we wanted to say that, we need to consider wider stops. And it's basically where I'm at now. So my swing short is now at break even. And the reason I'm at break even is purely because if I zoom into Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, and I switch to a line tool, you can clearly see that at this point between 106 and 106, 500, there, about 107, this area is a range where price is negotiating and deciding whether we want to break through and go higher or do this and go lower. So we're at that area. And while that negotiation is taking place, it is exceptionally hard for me as a technical analyst to say, unless I see a proper clean setup on the TA, I'm going to go either way. So the short is still there, and it's based on the weekly time frame. And if we can go make a higher high, remember, this thing is trending bearish. The 4-hour is still bearish. Until we go make a higher high, then only can we switch. Then I will use this pullback to get out of my short and then try and get in on long. Okay. That's basically the whole story. So in short, the 4-hour time frame, what are you to do if you want to trade for a living today? What is the game plan for us for today? It's simple. While we're at resistance zones right now at this given point, it means that we could potentially break through. What needs to happen, though, is in order for us to break through, is we need to go make a higher high. And that would be the area that I would kind of highlight as the higher high line for the breakthrough. Okay, 108. And if we can get past 108, then 107, 106, 500, this midpoint of the range becomes the buy zone. And then I would look to try and get in on that level with the goal that we're going to be doing something like this. Okay, long term. But 2 candles, too soon to tell, because it could be just like this, hitting resistance, turn around, and reverse on it.
Hi guys. Looks like Ruda lost his power. He's trying to get back, so please wait a minute and we'll see if he can come back. Thank you.
Yo, guys. Okay, so everything just died on me. It's the joys of being live. Let's just quickly reload everything. Give me a sec, and then I will restore everything, and then we will go. Um, okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, there we go. We're back. Peter, all good? You can hear me? There we go. All right. Load shedding. No, it wasn't load shedding. I don't know. The load I don't think everything just went off. All of a sudden, then it came right back on. So it's just one of those frustrating things. Okay. So I think basically, just to leave it off for where we were, where I kind of wanted to end off the stream. The smaller time frame for Bitcoin, we're sitting in a situation where this is the imbalance where expected price to capture liquidity, and there's another one there sitting at 108. So my short that I took this morning at this stage is basically stopped out, and probably what I will do is I will look to see if we can bounce on any of these areas here for a long later on to try and drive price to there. So I'm definitely going to be going long. Another way to look at this is maybe from a different angle then, from the being cautious, being, overly cautious part of it. Because the alts are so heavily bearish weighted, all of them. Okay. At some stage, you can see that they're all creating strong bullish divergence. And we need to now go and delete or create another hidden bearish divergence. So the alts will potentially all now need to rally. So if Bitcoin rallies, your alt bags will probably feel a little bit better. But after that, if we go make that higher high, we will come back and test some range lows for continuation. So even if you're sitting in a situation, I would not necessarily FOMO into the market right now. Given that, everything that was exceptionally bearish now is slowly but surely turning around, because it's a fast move. And when something is fast, it don't last. Simple as that. The best example of just if it's fast, don't last was this scenario. I'm going to quickly just load this Bitcoin chart, the chart that I shared. And I'm going to hit this to the 4-hour, and I'm going to go into the history, and I'm just going to share the setups that I shared with you guys. So you can just see what I mean by when it's fast, it won't last. Okay. So the last time we were, no, don't move that. The last time we had something very fast, big fast move, breakout to the upside. Okay. When it's this fast, it won't last. That's why we shorted it. And the same is true from the bearish point of view. This was a very fast move. So what did the market do? It did a fast move in the opposite direction. So don't fall victim to these fast moves by trying to get in. Oh, I need to get in for the rest of the ride and then end up doing this. I need to get in for the rest of the ride and then end up doing this. Because the market will inevitably go and look for liquidity. And if you didn't buy, and this is the most honest that I can probably be, if you didn't buy here and you haven't, where's people going to be buying now? They're going to be buying right here. So where's their stops going to be? Right there. Okay. So it's going to run, give you a little bit of hopium. And then if it comes back, who does it need to take out? It needs to take out people that are late to the party. So then it goes for their stops and then runs. So the market will always find the harshest way to get to its target, the most painful route. And that's it. Now, I mean, this was the hope there that this would be this was the initial hope that this would be the 5 wave. And sometimes your timing is out. The market always can trick you in a way. You get the view right, but it just says, well, it's not going to happen right now. We're going to wait a little bit. And when you give up on that idea, that's when the market's going to rally. So this is still the big playbook for us. And this could be the beginnings of that playbook. But just understand, big moves, there will be a little bit of retrace. Wait for the retrace, then you get in, and that's it. And you should be golden. Okay. Right, guys, that's everything from me. Sorry for the power cuts. Yeah. Let's see. Nothing else in the comments worth noting. Just a quick reminder, if you want to join my Discord, link is in the video description. What you can do is open your Bybit account today. Okay, do it now. Make sure to use the link in the Discord. So take the video description, get your Bybit account. And then what that will do is it will give you access to some of the stuff that I do within the Discord. I have the live trade room, which I doubt I'll be, I'm going to be running off to right now to try and look for the next long on a scalp time frame, but also gives you access to the HODL guide, which helps guide you through these kind of breakouts and environments so that you can have a little bit of an idea of how the market moves on a larger structure and kind of guards you against FOMOing on something that's pumping real good. Okay. In addition to this, you'll also have access to some of the content I do within the Discord, videos and stuff there. So make sure to take advantage of that. Okay. Hello, Liam. Nice to see you join in. Yeah, and that's it. Dominance is pumping. The main thing that I think is still going to prohibit, it's not as good. What we need to wait for before the dominance is going to turn around is when we look at Ethereum. So if we can get ETH, I've got ETH market cap there. If we can get Ethereum, this is the spot setup that I shared for everybody. If we get ETH to break out and start making higher highs, that would be really good for us. Okay. And then the dominance might start turning around because it's the second biggest coin. It's just one of those things. ETH is the sleeping giant. We need to get woken up. If the market wants to retrace, ETH is still going to go C2K. That's the worry that I have with Ethereum. Okay, so that's and there you have it. Basically, the hope is that we do go up. That is the setup for Ethereum, and that Ethereum should outperform Bitcoin, which it's not doing at the moment. And then that should turn the dominance around, which at this stage is a little frustrating. It's not moving. It's not budging. Okay. There you have it. Okay, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks so much for taking the time with me today. In short, to recap the day, weekly time frame, we're bullish, but price needs to stay above 104,600, and it has been defending that. pretty violently, okay, on the smaller time frames. Daily time frame, market is bouncing and lateral range bound. So expect chop, which means this 4-hour move, you need to expect that the move isn't over. We could bounce right back down to these lows and then go up. We can still make a higher high and come back. There's many ways the market can move, but wait for the market to make a realistic retrace before you enter. And then on the 15-minute, your scalping time frame, when it's fast like this, it won't last. There will inevitably be a little bit of a retrace, and that's the time to enter the long, okay? And then in conclusion, if you do sign up with your Bybit account, you get access to the buddy indicator. And wait for the buddy indicator to throw you the SO3, which it hasn't done yet. Okay, the SO3 is a very strong breakout trade strategy, and the buddy indicator basically functions almost as a signal provider. You enter between the purple lines, you TP at the green lines. So we'll have another SO3 bullish that comes with that. So once that plots out here, then there would be an opportunity for you to go long. So you can wait for that. And that also comes with the trade guide, which tells you how the indicator works. It gives you an idea of what you need to do in a bull, bear, or in a lateral range. And it takes you through all the various stuff so that by the end, you know which setup to use at which time frame. Okay, there you have it. Have a lovely day, guys, and enjoy your weekend. Hopefully Monday, let's sell some Hopium. Hopefully Monday we can be back, and our CME chart. Let's quickly load the CME chart. Come on, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Our CME chart is going to sit with this giant gap here at the bottom and prices somewhere up there. That would be nice as well. But at this stage, the CME is sitting at 104. So, yeah, let's see how this one plays out. Cheers, guys.